Hello everybody, welcome to today's webinar. Thanks for coming. It's all about O&O Syspectr, our remote monitoring and management software application from the German cloud. My name is Jim Harris and I'm responsible for international sales at O&O Software. Here's the agenda for today. Brief introduction about our company, an overview of O&O Syspectr, then I'll jump into a demo of the app, show you most of the functionalities, and then at the end, if that's okay with you, we'll do the questions and answers. Okay, so about our company, we're a bit of a veteran when it comes to IT. We've been around since '97. Started off with our flagship product at that time was O&O Defrag for performance optimization, and since then we've expanded into many more areas of data backup, data protection, data recovery, network administration, doing research into several cloud areas, and also now developed our cloud remote monitoring and management software, O&O Syspectr. Important partnerships to mention: Microsoft partner for 20 years. One of the few partners that can use their technology in our products. We're happy to support Stifter Health, and that's a German organization that helps non-profit companies get IT at reduced prices, and we're an Intel partner. So an overview of O&O Syspectr. Why did we develop this product? Well, as you can see, there's a list there of just a few of the things that are presented to an admin or a service technician in a day, or maybe even in an hour. And all these sort of things, they can happen while you're away from your desk. You can't necessarily be there. So we figured out, okay, well then surely that would be something you can do remotely. And at the same time, while saving you costs, resources, time, it also helps in a more general outlook with sustainability, the carbon footprint with green IT. So that was the motivation behind Syspectr. This is a snapshot here of the dashboard. Basically what it does is it warns you proactively of any potential problems or security gaps that your network might be facing. It gives you a chance to set, roll out, and control every aspect of your IT across your network. And all you need is an internet connection. You can do it from your cell phone, from a tablet, and regardless of where you are and what time, you can manage your IT network both reactively and proactively. The slogan that we came up with: spot problems before they hurt you and before they hurt your company. This is the infrastructure. This is how it works. It's you would set up here, top left, your monitoring device with which you want to control and monitor your network. All communication with the data center is encrypted. Two-factor authentication. This computer centers are in Germany. And the SSL encryption and two-factor is in all directions. So it's from monitor to remote, from remotes back to monitor. Just to reinforce that, this is the high-level data protection that we're subjected to. I mean, the German data protection laws are famously strict. So of course it conforms with GDPR. Everything's developed and controlled from our HQ in Berlin. We don't outsource anything. So as far as data security in the cloud goes, this is probably as safe as you can get. And just to confirm, all you need essentially to start using O&O Syspectr is an internet-capable device and an internet connection. You set up an account and you're ready to go in 5 minutes. There's no software or hardware needed. Savings will become clear later on. So this is just to give you an idea of how simple it goes. Free registration. Once you've entered an email address and set up an account, you can monitor 10 machines for free. Very restricted functionality, but it's a nice introduction for you. Set up a password and you're ready to go. This is the way you download the agent to install either on your monitoring machine or on the remote machines that you wish to control, and you're ready to go. So now we'll jump into the app itself so you can see. So this is how it looks once you've logged in. You've got computers. For the purposes of demo, we're just using this one computer here. You've got events. So these are warnings, problems. It's a traffic light system, basically, which you can see at the top here. Blue is for the computers that are online. Red is a problem. That should stop you in your tracks. You need to act immediately. Orange is a warning. So there's something needs to be done, but it doesn't necessarily need to be urgent. It doesn't need to be done right away. This is your account area here, so you can see your settings, your premium benefits, look at your licenses, managed accounts, which we'll come on to later. So this is all presented here in the dashboard. Down the bottom here, you've got the events again and history. So you've got a nice look. You can also access that here. And this is a chronological display of any events that might be need to look at. I just showed you how to add a computer, so how to get going. That you can do that from here too with this plus sign. So if you need to add a computer, there you go. That's the look, the slide that you just saw previously. We can also put in computers into groups. So as soon as you add your first computer, that automatically goes into a group called all computers. But you can create groups here too from the dashboard. So click on the plus sign. Give a group name, a group description, add the computer. So at the moment, we've just got the one here for demo purposes, but you'll have a network of machines at some stage. And you can create a new group or delete a group. So that's essentially the look and feel right now once you've logged in. These computer groups, history and settings is accessible here at the top in the menu bar as well. So you've effectively got everything on one page. By clicking on the computer, we then get into the nitty-gritty of O&O Syspectr, where you see here all the functionalities. These are what we call apps. These are all the apps that you can apply to your computers and groups. You'll see that here in the overview under apps, where you can decide which ones you want to activate and deactivate on which machines. I've got them all activated for you, so I can show you guys how this works. Here you can also send messages to computers. You can create reports for certain functionalities. Again, you can check the history. And you've got a settings tab here. This just enables you to decide what you want to see. You can also archive and delete computers at this point. And we use tags for the groups too. So if you've got a tag here, there's a developer tag for drivelet. If you add a tag to a computer, it'll automatically be added to that group. Here you have a nice overview immediately, so you know what you're dealing with of the specific machine. So you can also restart it or shut it down remotely. It'll just give you an overview of the operating system, when it was last online, etc. Then let's take a look at some of the functions here. So hardware and software, effectively the same functionality for both hardware and software. It's an automatic inventory. So you'll see here exactly what hardware you've got on that particular machine. The blue area here that you see, that comes under this question mark here. So by clicking on this question mark, you can set it that you'd like a little intro as to what each page does. That applies to each page throughout Syspectr. And there's also more online help available under this question mark here. So if you're not sure or you need a few tips and tricks, just click on there and you'll get full information as to each function as you're going along. And a nice function here under hardware is that you can set monitor sensors for fan speed and temperature. So you decide when you'd like to be informed if there's going to be an issue with a certain temperature or fan speed on a machine, because clearly if you're not monitoring that, it's too late. By the time that gets too hot, or the fan is having trouble, maybe it's too dusty, needs a clean or whatever, then it could be too late, and that can be really expensive. Same goes for software. So again, what we do is we give you an inventory, but not just an inventory. You can also uninstall here programs where there's a red dot available, a red cross, available. And it just gives you an overview of how many programs, which programs. You can check their current status. Is it out of date? Is it needed at all? Are we missing software? Remote desktop and remote console. These two are your proactive functions within Syspectr. This is where you can actually access remote machines and do something against issues, help the users. Click here, remote desktop. This is how you see here, you select the server, speed, quality, and then press on connect. Once you press on connect, this is what you'll see. So this is the screen you see. You're connected with the remote machine. Down here's a little box where the user sitting at that machine has to agree to your access. If they're not there or they don't see it, then after a minute you've got access anyway. And from that point on, it's as if you're sitting next to sitting at the machine itself. No DLL injection required. No additional software. You can get straight through remote desktop as soon as you've got an account from O&O Syspectr. Remote console. This gives you the command line on the remote machine, so that you can issue instructions. You can find out where there's a problem. You can help the user remotely, and that looks like this. Once you're on there, so you've got this familiar command line on the remote machine. So that's two features that give you unfettered access so that you can solve issues, help your users or your colleagues. Next, we come to security on this line here. Now, Windows security, clearly a very important aspect, and we give you full control and full access to every aspect of Windows security. So you see here, guest accounts deactivated, firewalls activated, antivirus is installed. Basically a whole list of the usual security issues and areas that you need to be informed of and in control of. Onto settings, you can decide what you'd like to be told about. So those are the different aspects of Windows security. Similarly with Windows updates, of course, out-of-date Windows applications present security issues, compatibility issues. You want to know what the situation is on each machine, and this is again a traffic light system that we operate here. So installed, you can consider green. Here we see it, there are no important updates available. Optional updates, again, this warning, you may want to put them on there. And you can see which updates are optional, either decide to install them or hide them. Important updates are all up to date. So again, we're increasing the security awareness and control for you. We also have two antivirus options under O&O Syspectr. The first one is Microsoft Defender. That's included for free. You've got full control of Defender across your network. It's saying here that it's deactivated. That's because we can't have two at the same time. We've got Microsoft Defender. We've also got Gear Data Antivirus Business. That's a premium application. We have a deal with Gear Data. It's a German company, very well known in the antivirus space. So you can purchase licenses and control G-data across your network with O&O Syspectr. So while that's activated for demo purposes, Defender is not, but Defender is basically the familiar look and feel. It can start a scan, create and monitor scheduled tasks, add a new scan task, get reports, and also decide if you want to activate real-time protection, which we'd recommend. And moving on, I'd like to show you G-data because, as I say, we're a very, very well-known company in the antivirus space. They're at a business line of software is what we can control and monitor over O&O Syspectr. You'll see here the various functions: virus monitor, beast, which is a new level of malware, protection, exploit protection, ransomware, deep ray. Again, same look and feel as by Defender. You can create an immediate scan, go into scheduled tasks. It tells you about events, settings, what you can do if a virus is found, etc. So you have not only a full overview of the security situation, but also a way of handling threats all at your fingertips. As I say, this can all be controlled just by a cell phone or tablet if you so wish. We've also added a privacy element here. This is based on, not sure if you guys know O&O Shutup 10, quite a popular freeware from us since Windows 10 that enables you to decide which data is passed to Microsoft and what isn't. So we've added this into O&O Syspectr, so you can also control, apply this to your machines, your network, so that you've in addition to security, you've got a high level of privacy too, which you may need to conform with GDPR. And these are all the aspects that Microsoft may take data and where you can decide yes or no. And again, under settings, just the general overview there of how that should look across your network. Drive monitoring. This is monitoring the hard disks are being analyzed right now, but this is monitoring your drives, and it's all to do with the health. So it's a critical temperature you can set here yourself to be informed if a certain drive is reaching a certain temperature. It's just an extra feature to keep you safe, keep your hardware healthy. That in conjunction with disk usage is especially useful. Here you'll see what disks you have in this machine, what storage media, size, availability, and under settings, you can set critical and dangerous so-called fill levels. So you'll be informed as soon as these levels are exceeded. Critical means, again, orange, you should take a look. Dangerous, you should take a look right away. And there's so many problems with lack of storage space and a lack of monitoring of storage space, from a collapse or crash of a storage media such as an SSD or hard disk, to compatibility. Some applications need space or they won't function. So yeah, it's again giving you the power to keep a complete overview of how your network's doing. Mentioned O&O Defrag as our flagship product at the beginning. We've also integrated that into O&O Syspectr to give you, along with all the other functions, a performance optimization. So you can make sure that your disks and your machines are not only safe and secure, but they're also operating to optimal performance levels. Windows separates files when it saves them into tiny fragments. So, and this is what O&O Defrag does. It defragments, it puts those back together, saves speed, saves time, and saves wear and tear on hardware, because the read-write heads don't have to work as hard to find files and put them back together again. So this is just, we've simplified the UI here. So you have an overview. You can either analyze or optimize, set tasks. So schedule them for execution once, weekly, what time. So yeah, nice addition to the armory of O&O Syspectr to give you performance control too. Disk cleanup gives you a chance to delete data that's really not needed, such as thumbnails, temporary internet files, temporary files. Take up space, take up valuable space. You don't really need them. So again, I can select to clean them up, and that will delete them. And under settings, you can decide which ones should be analyzed and displayed, but also how long they should be left in the recycle bin before they're deleted. So again, nice control mechanism to keep your hardware running optimal. Processes and services and process watcher. These two are taking care of processes and services. Essentially, you can see here which ones are running, and also mark certain ones as unwanted or critical, as you'll see here. So again, a nice overview. It's not something you want to be that's out of your control. And if you've got a new service or a process you want to add, you can do that right here. And that applies to the process watcher, which again is telling you about unwanted programs and monitored programs. All required processes are running. That's a nice thing to know. And here you can report unwanted by listing the ones that you don't want. And these are ones that you always want, so you can enter those as well. So just to make sure that perhaps remote users have not pressed something accidentally, or there's something running on there that shouldn't be. Again, another security aspect, particularly useful for those remote machines, is USB storage. This presents obviously a two-way threat. You have a user puts in a USB stick, who knows what data or malware could come from that stick onto your machine. The other direction, who knows what data the user may be taking deliberately or accidentally from the machine that may be confidential. So if you want, you can say, no, actually, I don't want any. Either say you would like people to be able to use USB storage or not, and then apply any group policies. And finally, we're looking here at PowerShell scripts, or the God mode, as we like to call it sometimes, is just gives you the chance to run PowerShell across machines, groups. You can create new scripts or add one from a list. We also have a library ourselves that you can choose from. Is the script library. And again, this is a very powerful tool to add to use across your network remotely. So those are the core applications that you can apply onto your machines remotely using O&O Syspectr. I mentioned before, I was going to show you here managed accounts. Now, under certain editions of O&O Syspectr, you have MSP functionality, which means as a managed service provider or a technician, you can create customer accounts and handle those separately, which is obviously useful. You separate your accounts and take a look at the machines remotely for each individual account or department, whichever way you want to split it. Again, it's a premium benefit, but I can show you how that works here under managed accounts. So you'll see here several managed accounts under my account. And if I say we'll go to customer 1, I can add computers here. So I can manage computers here in this computer there, or on another client or server, which is what I would want to do for this particular customer, is add a computer to his add an agent to a computer in his or her network, and then I can immediately monitor it remotely and manage my customers separately. There are invitations that aren't on it at the moment. Here you can add new users. So this is a user management section where you can add credentials, give your colleagues or even customers, if you like, the read or write power under O&O Syspectr. So here you would put in the email, first name, and then the following credentials, so they can access which customer they can access, and also read or write, and then save that so that you can, if you're on holiday or you want to share tasks with a colleague, then you can do that easily under here. And here is also data processing agreements. Obviously important when you're processing and handling data from customers. What you can do here is download, in accordance with paragraph 3 of GDPR, you can complete your data and download the contract. So we've made that available to you to cover that legal aspect. So that was the managed accounts section, which, as I say, is only available in one of the premium editions, enterprise edition of O&O Syspectr, which we'll come to shortly. I'm now going to go back to my account. So you have, as I say, you've got pretty much full control and monitoring capabilities of every aspect of your IT that you need to be looking at and controlling at any time of the day with O&O Syspectr. And to do so, you really only need an internet connection. So just to recap, O&O Syspectr in a nutshell. Ready in 5 minutes. All you need is internet, no hardware or software. We've calculated savings of about 10,000 yearly on average if you're looking at the cost of hardware, maintenance, on-site visits. We have premium modules available. GData we looked at. Intel AMT as well is a new one we've introduced. That gives you the chance to harness the power of Intel's AMT. If AMT is installed on the machine, then you can access it off band and utilize that power that Intel's made available. Data processing agreements. It's ideal for small, medium businesses and MSPs. And you got some major savings, not just for you, but also on a more general level, looking at carbon footprint and green IT. And that's essentially O&O Syspectr for you. I hope that's been helpful. But if there's any holes at all, now's your chance to ask me any questions you wish. And many thanks for your time. I'll be sending you a copy of the presentation in PDF form, and they've got all my contact details on there. And as I say, you can start up quickly and easily, just an email address, test it on 10 machines and let me know what you think.